sitting in FitWorks Hybrid Training Gym Studio A today. Author of the book Eat by Color, which we're actually going to talk a little bit about today, and Get Fit and Live Healthy. So I've gotten questions from competitors. We prep for contests, and I've gotten feedback, comments, questions, concerns from my staff also in regards to what are my thoughts on macros. I even had one knucklehead say, well, macros aren't calories, and I had to say, well, actually they are, because if you multiply the carbs and protein by 4, you get calories, fats by 9, you get calories, sugar, alcohols that they never used to disclose on labels by 7, you get calories. So really macros are in a way calories, it's just a different way to separate them and break them out. So my thoughts on macros. One, there's no doubt that counting your macros or if it fits your macros approach works. There's no doubt that if you have a special event, whether you're going to do some type of physique contest, maybe you're going out of town for your anniversary, going on vacation, spring break, whatever, there's nothing wrong with counting macros. And yes, it's fair to say that by doing so, you might end up with a better product, and you're the product by doing so than if you didn't. However, the big issue that I have, and I'm seeing more and more trainers talking about macros, one, because they jump on the bandwagon, they're lemmings and followers and sheep, and they go where the flock or the herd goes. But one of the issues that I'm seeing is people highlighting their meals and celebrating that they met their macros for the day. Long term is somebody that's used to be fat, not just as a competitor, somebody that used to be fat, okay? When you start doing that, it's no different than when I myself fixated and focused and obsessed over calories at one point, because it was all about counting calories and eat less and less and less calories and lose weight. And then that shifted to how many carbs did you have, and then pretty soon you fixate on carbs, and then how many grams of protein. Long term, that leads to, one, something that's not sustainable for most, and two, a constant obsession and fixation on food, and with it, numbers associated with food. I can still go to the grocery store and walk the aisles, and I can point at many food items, and I can tell you per serving how many calories, carbs, protein, and fat are in them. And at the end of the day, that will lead to eating disorder, and it's not necessary for long-term health, wellness, weight maintenance, looking good in a bathing suit, or even getting on a competitive physique stage. Now, some of you can say, oh, that's impossible. I know Johnny Guru, and he does macros with all his clients. Well, I've been prepping competitors for contests since the late 90s, and I can tell you most of my competitors have no idea how many calories they're eating. As two of my female competitors shared with a posing coach, they have no idea how many carbs they eat on a daily basis or how many calories. That's by design, by me, as somebody that used to be big enough to fit in those pants, because I know if we start getting them to fixate on that, they're going to obsess, and that obsession is long-term unhealthy. So that's my 2 cents. It's not that it doesn't work. I believe there's a better way, and that better way is when you really get it right, you don't sweat the small stuff, and the small stuff is counting more numbers. The small stuff is putting yourself back in a box. The small stuff is putting more restrictions on yourself, and that same restriction can be said for things like Weight Watchers and points. That all leads to eventual, forget it, I can't do this, because you go nuts. When you get it right, when you're a true Jedi, a true guru, you don't have to worry about these things. You just do the little things well with a fair amount of consistency, and as a result, you maintain your shape, your weight, your size, like I have for over 15 years. Ray Binkowski, author of the book Eat by Color, which, by the way, does not teach you to count numbers, points, macros, calories, grams of carbs, protein, fat, or anything else. Author of the brand new Get Fit and Live Healthy.